Okay guys, look what I found. Look what I found. And in the owner's manual, it tells you how to reset your anti-theft device and replace the batteries, all that good stuff. Everything that I showed you in parts 1 and part 2 is in here. The only difference is, well, I gotta be honest, let me tell you. So after resetting my anti-theft device the way I showed you in part 2, about 2 days later, I was still having that problem. So I'd reset it the way I showed you in part 2, and it would be okay for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and then I'll start having that problem again. And so one day I was cleaning out my junk drawers in my garage and stuff with all my auto stuff, and I came across this. I was like, oh, here we go. And I was actually looking through this for my fuse box, because I was thinking, well, maybe it's the fuses or something, and maybe it's the fuse from the horn, because maybe the horn, because the horn is linked to the alarm, right? And so I was thinking maybe it's all this stuff. So I was looking for the fuses, and I found this, and so I looked at the table of contents, and look what I found. How to reset your key fob, how to replace the battery, all that good stuff that I was showing you before. But here's what I really wanted to show you right here, how to reset it. So basically you do the exact same thing that I showed you in part 3, but you're gonna do it 8 times. You're gonna do it 8 times. Here, look, watch. You can read it, or I could just tell you. Look, it says, place the key in the ignition and turn from 2 to 3. And it shows you there, it shows you right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you stick your key in, it's gonna be at number 2, right? And so you have to turn it from 2 to 3 and cycle between 3 and 4. Okay? So you just go back and forth 8 times from 3 to 4. Yeah, just like it says here. 8 times in rapid succession within 10 seconds. With the 8th turn ending in the on position. So on the 8th turn, you want to leave it there on the 4, and you're going to hear the doors lock and unlock. And that confirms that the programming has been entered. Okay? And then within 20 seconds, program a remote transmitter by pressing any button on a transmitter, the key fobs. The doors will lock and unlock to confirm that the remote transmitter has been programmed. If more than 20 seconds has passed before pressing a remote transmitter button, the programming mode will exit and the procedure will have to be repeated. So there you go, just like in part 2, but you'll do it 8 times instead. See, I was telling you in part 2, I was telling you to do it 3 times and it will turn on, and that works, but it's not the correct way to do it. This is the correct way to do it. So basically, just stick your key in there, turn it to the 4 position and back again to the 3, to the 4, to the 3, to the 4, to the 3, and 8 times. And then on the 8th time, you just want to leave it there on the 4th. Don't try to start it, just leave it there. And you're going to hear the doors unlock and lock. I don't have automatic locks. So I did hear something click, and I haven't had any problems since then. No problems at all. Once I did it like this. Okay? I am so glad that I didn't listen to other people, because other people were telling me it was my ECM, the onboard computer, and that I was going to have to replace the computer, and it was going to cost me like $1,500 to $2,500, and that wasn't even a guarantee that that's the problem. But that's what everyone was telling me. I go to the local auto shop dealers like AutoZone or some of these other places, and the person there would tell me, like, oh yeah, I knew somebody who had that problem with their Ford Expedition, and they replaced the CPU, and they were still having problems with it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? You know what I'm saying? No, I shouldn't have to pay, no. So I did everything possible that I could first to get it fixed before having to do that. And this was the only problem. This was the problem right here. Oh, the other problem is make sure that your battery is connected securely. Because I did this, drove down to the corner store to get gas, and with the shakes and bumps and stuff, my battery cable came loose because I forgot to tighten it up really tight. And when I went to go leave, I had the same problem again. I couldn't start my truck, and the alarm went off, and it was just beep right there in front of everybody, and it was so embarrassing, man. I had to go and reconnect it, and then I had to reset everything again, and it started up, and I drove home, and I haven't had any problems since. So if you're having problems with your anti-theft device going off and you can't start your truck, this is exactly how to do it. You turn it 8 times, and then you wait. So there you go. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, okay? Please subscribe, because I'm going to also have other videos about how to change the brake pads, how to compress them back into place using a C-clamp. You don't need a special tool or nothing like that. All you need is a C-clamp. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's my next good video is going to be about. It's going to be about changing your brake pads, okay? So please subscribe. I'm going to have all kinds of stuff on this channel pretty soon. Thank you.